And for the first solo, we're going to be up here starting on the 14th fret. And this is going to be a full bend on the 14th fret here. So what you're going to do is, and you're going to get a little vibrato at the top, so get a little wiggle at the top there, because that's how it's played in the recording. And then you're going to come back down to 9 and 7, so it's, and you're going to bend a full bend, but you're going to stop. You're not going to like hold it and sustain it. It's kind of like right on the cusp of being a full bend, but it's not, so it's like a half bend with a little extra step, and then you're going to, so that's going to just be 7, 9, and then 5 on the E string, all on the E string. Make sure that you don't slide. You don't want to go, you want to play it just clean, like. And so from there you go. So once you get down to the 5th fret on the E string, you're going to do that little hammer-on chromatic rip, and you're going to go. So all together, that's. And that's kind of mimicking the riff from the intro, and so is this, before we get into a bit of shredding. And you're going to walk up again by sliding from 7 to 9 on the A string, and then you're going to come up to the D string, where we're going to get into some crazy 16th note subdivisions. So you're going to be walking up from 7 to 9, so you're going to slide up, and then and after you hit those 2 notes on the 7th fret of the D string, you're going to hit the open A string, and then you're going to hit 9, 7, 9 twice. So that's, and then you're going to kind of fall into this 16th note little rip, which is, right? So it's, and you're gonna stay in that 16th note rip. You're gonna do 3 16th note quadruplets essentially. So you're gonna be, so you just go up and down 3 times, and then you're gonna hit the 9th fret on the D string twice, and you're gonna walk up 10 and 11. And then you're gonna do 11 to 10, and then you're gonna come up to 12 and hit the open A, and you're going to walk up hitting the open A while you walk up the scale. And what you're going to do with that is you're going to walk up 12, 13, 14, and you're going to slide to 14, so. And then this part here, up on the G string on the 12th and 14th fret, you're going to play, and then you're going to play 3 of, so. Then you're going to go into another crazy little 16th note thing, and the way that's going to be played is going to be like this. And once you get down to the 7th and 5th fret again, you're going to play, and then what you're going to do is you're going to mute the G string with your 3rd finger while holding the 7th fret of the D string, and you're also going to have your 1st finger on the 5th fret of the B string, so you get, and you're going to hit that twice, so. And then on the 3rd time that you hit it, you're going to hammer on with your pinky onto the 8th fret of the B string, so. And then you're going to come up here and catch that 5th fret E string note. So Together that sounds like this. Sweet. Now we've made it to the third chorus. Now for the third chorus, instead of coming in on the second pass, you're actually going to come in right away on the first pass, and then you're going to continue playing through the second pass, and then it's going to bleed back into the interlude section. So to start off this third chorus, you're going to be starting up at the 9th fret. All right, so we're going to be starting with a kind of little, just a hit with the muted strings, so. And it's a pretty simple little lick. It's just sliding from 7 to 9, then hitting 2 notes on the 7th of the D string, and then coming up to 9 on the D string. So. Okay, so after that 9th fret lick, you're going to come up to the 5th fret on the E and B string, and you're going to play, it's the same note, but you're going to play both the strings because it gives it a different timbre, makes it thicker. And what you're going to do is you're going to play it in the same rhythmic fashion that you did the last lick, so. And once you use your 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the B string, you're going to use it as well to mute that high E string that's openly ringing out. So if it's not really working with your 3rd finger, you can do what I just did there, which is kind of curl your 1st finger back a bit so it just touches that top E string, muting it without getting any buzz or anything like that. And then you can do the rest of the lick, and then you come up on the G string to 12 and 14, which is so essentially the same type of thing. And then you're going to go up to the 12th fret on the E string, and you're going to walk down to 10, 9, and then 12 and 10 on the B string, and you're going to do little muted hits in between. So you have a All right, so after that, like what you're going to do is you're going to come down to the 9th fret on the D string and the 12th fret on the B string, and you're going to walk down this little octave riff like this. So that switch over there, you're going from frets 5 and 8 on the D and B strings, and then you're going to grab the A and the D strings, still octaves, right? It's just different positioning because of the way that the guitar is tuned, and you're going to slide up in that same rhythmic fashion that you were hitting those individual notes. So, and then you're going to go back to that individual pattern, but now you're doing it on the A and D string. So, and then you're going to do the same thing, but now, of course, it's just the E and D strings, which is. So slowly together, it sounds like this. And right after you do that slide down from 7 and 9 down to 5 and 7, you're going to grab 7 on the A string with your 3rd finger. And just walk up that pentatonic. And from there, you're going to get into the kind of hook riff that comes in, which is right after this part. So. And essentially, you're just going to repeat that whole lick over and over again. So. Now, once you've done that twice like I just did there, you're not going to do the, you're just going to go, so. Then you're going to go back to the, and on the last iteration of it, you're going to go, or sorry, so on the last iteration of it, you're going to go, right? So instead of hitting the 5th fret E string note 3 times, you're going to hit it 2, and then you're going to walk back down. So. And then you're going to come up, and you're going to hit this note again, and then you're going to grab 7, bend up, come down, and you're going to do this cool little triplet thing that goes back into the interlude. So it's going to look like this. And so what you're doing there is, and then you're going to do a triplet, slide down to 4, Do a little kind of like half, almost full bend, like more of a half really. And then you're gonna go backwards and forwards on 2 and 4 of the D string. Right? Which leads you right back into the... Now, as I alluded to before, after this chorus comes another interlude section, and it's the exact same as the other one, except it's shorter, so it's basically just been cut in half. So all you're going to play for that is the last 2 phrases of the first interlude riff, which is again down at the 2nd fret, and that just means that you're going to play the blisteringly fast part and then the normal kind of pull-off part. And that's it. Then the interlude ends and it gets into the outro solo. Sweet. Now we're going to move on to the outro solo, which means that we are once again entering the realm of shred. So we're going to be starting up at the 7th fret. Okay, so we're up here at the 7th fret, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be hitting the open B string, sliding up to 7 from 6 on the B string, and then coming up to the E string here. So you're going to do that twice, and then you're going to do the exact same thing, just without the open B string. So it's going to sound something like this. And on the last iteration of the... You're going to come up here and hit the 7th fret of the E string. Which is going to be really, really fast when played up to speed with the song. And then what you're going to do is you're going to grab 7 and 5 on the B string, and you're going to hit, starting on 7, then you're going to hit it with your pinky, pull off with your pinky, pull off with your 3rd finger, and then come down to 7 and 5 on the G string. And from there, you're just going to do the exact same thing falling down. So the exact same legato pattern on the E string, back down to that same legato pattern that we just played on the B string and E string on the B string again, then those 2 notes on the G string, and then again you're going to do all of the legato pattern on all of the strings before coming down to the D string. So after the... you have... right? So you're gonna, the first part of that is, and then you're gonna hop up to, and you're gonna do it again, but all 3 this time, going down the E, B, and G strings. And you can play that part up here, or that's really a personal preference. I do believe that it's in the actual song, but you can play it either way. And then following that, what we're going to do is we're going to hit quickly the open A and D strings, and then we're going to go up to, on the G string, the 7th and 6th fret, and we're going to do this kind of little triplet thing that gets into this bluesy bend, and then the song fades out. So... So, kind of slowly, basically up here it's pretty easy. And then, so the way that this whole bend lick works is you're gonna... And then right after you do it that amount of times, you're going to speed it up, so it's... And then on the last iteration, you're going to go... And then right after that is... And then the song fades out. Awesome! Now we've covered the entire song. I hope you guys enjoyed learning it with me this week. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're interested with online lessons with me or any of the other great teachers at Be on the Beat, I'll have the link down in the description. And remember, don't be afraid to post your progress on your social media pages or to DM us so that we can see how far along you've come with these lessons. If you want to keep caught up with me and get live updates as to when these videos go live, be sure to follow my Instagram, which will be linked in the description. And until next week, peace.